might say to yourself, a chosen church can't possibly have any issues. People who have been chosen can't possibly be in the wrong anywhere. How many times has someone said, "Hey, I said to thee, thou art chosen"?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. We just went from being called to being chosen. You know, we were a little better off than just being known. Now we're known and important. But now, chosen, because God called you and chose you, doesn't lock you in. I say, well, why would he choose me if he doesn't lock me in? It's simple. There was a guy whose name was Judas. The Bible says he was chosen to partake of the ministry of the apostles. But somewhere in between the politics of wanting to be popularized, to be acknowledged, to be somebody important, and to understand this humble, simple, lowly Nazarene way, he got confused. He couldn't figure out how to merge the two. And in his confusion, he decided that he would take a chance for the money. People running after success, running after status. Now I'm going to tell you something. It's one of the ugliest things that you can see on a true so-called believer. It's for them to be elevated by what they think status does for them. Status is fabricated by people and the impression that people have of who you think you are. Status ain't about nothing. And all it is really is a burden, because after you get under the status, now you got to carry it around. Once you get under that status, you got to carry it around. The moment you let that status go, you feel like you just fell from grace. Everyone's saying, well, what happened to this? And what happened to that? Oh, man, what am I going to do? I got to go find my status. I'm going to put it around here somewhere. Where is it? You're looking for your status so you can have that symbol on your back. So you can have that name and reputation so that people can know you for how nice you dress, for how big your place is, for how many cars you own, and whether or not it's a Jaguar, whether or not it's a BMW or a Lexus. You gotta have this status. This stuff here that people do to themselves. They do it to themselves. They do it to themselves. The problem is, we all know that numbers are going to take it with us. And just as soon as you got it, it's also going to be old in a few years. So that means you got to renew the status. You run around here trying to look important because it makes you feel good. It's the wrong feeling. The wrong feeling. Ain't nothing in status for God's people. That's part of that illusion, that image. But to be chosen is not a status. It's not a status. It is a labor and a responsibility. Because see, the only reason why Judas, being chosen, missed out was because he decided that status was more important. That was more important. He couldn't do them both because God wouldn't let it. God ain't going to let true believers who have to go out there and preach to the least sophisticated consumers, the ones who ain't all that intelligent. I thank God he didn't put the gospel in the hands of the people who are the most intelligent and say you have to be intelligent in order to preach. I'm glad he do that. But the problem is that people who ain't all that intelligent, who are just downright simple and plain spoken, and they know what they know, those are the ones who get overlooked.
That's right.
You know, they get overlooked and they don't get included because they ain't all that intelligent. You know, who cares about your intelligence? And if you got a little bit of intelligence where you can speak to other people, well, that helps you out a little bit, but it also can become a hindrance to you. The moment you think that you're able to speak to all the high-minded people out there, you start getting high-minded. God's got to come back and knock you back down. But he said this, he said, make your calling and your election sure. That's how you get to be chosen. You make your calling and your election sure. That means you get under the load. You get responsible. You get determined. You take some initiative. You stand up. You decide. You ever walked around, been a part of a team, and the moment the team runs into a problem, you got that one guy who goes find somewhere to sit down. He's sitting down and waiting for everyone else to solve it before he decides to be a part of the team. You know what I mean? God's telling you, he said, instead of you complaining like the children of Israel complained and got cut they were murmuring and never entered into the kingdom, into the promised land, he said, be a part of the solution. Get a different spirit. Desire